The obvious good news in here is your ability to lift premiums in this environment. Can you tell us a little bit more about that trend and whether you think there'll be further movement in premium prices into next year?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the trends in the year so far, we had a very strong first 6 months to the year. That momentum has continued throughout the third quarter. And in fact, given the current trends, I would expect to see us continue to produce strong top-line growth well into 2022. I mean, the events that we see either from a natural catastrophe perspective or even the information we see on inflation, I mean, these are all drivers of demand for us. And these things are likely to keep pricing high for quite some time to come.
Yeah, you talked about the loss cost inflation in the earnings. Do you think that some of that has been down to the fact that people's lifestyles have just been curtailed still this year because of the pandemic, but that ultimately that number could change as we continue to see economies open up through booster shots and double vaccinations?
Well, we already see that in some of the Q3 results. So some of that growth that we've reported today is actually a recovery from some of our affinity partners. So we are a major supplier of insurance product to the retail sector, both in Europe and in Latin America. And we've seen a very significant recovery in the third quarter. And I don't expect that we'll see a reversal of that. So that trend, I think, will continue into Q4 and into 2022.
I was just looking at your retail side this morning in your release, front and centre, continued delivery of the customer-focused strategy, but you've also called out 1.5 million net new retail customers, which is a strong addition here. Just give us a sense of the catalyst behind those retail decisions and whether you continue to expect such a strong retail environment.
So some of that's clearly a rebound. So I think, I'd love to be able to predict that would be a regular feature of the next several quarters. But some of that is just the reopening, a return in consumer demand. Some of the things that have been driving the inflation trends that we've seen, that's benefited us in a sale of some of the mass consumer product that we sell through some of the major retailers who are our key clients. So I expect the trend of strong growth to continue, but for retail, perhaps not at quite the same level we saw in Q3 in terms of addition of customers at least.